about having to come up here for the whole week, bring the dogs up because my South Tampa area floods pretty bad when it rains. So they were actually thinking about coming up here for the whole week, but yeah, it just kept going west. So I didn't talk to him. I really don't think it hit much, if anything.
Aaron Canarius gave saying your parents may give him a little bit of a hard time about taking your blind side of the games that are coming up.
Oh yeah, we had a family photo day last week or something like that. Fan day. A bunch of parents were here for practice, and afterwards I'm just sitting there talking to my parents on the field, and KG walked by, and I introduced him. I think he's met my dad. I'm not sure about my mom, and my mom was just talking about, hey, I'm making some dinner, you protect my boy, and stuff like that. Just give him a hard time, but I'm excited about him. He's everything you want a left tackle. He's a big kid, strong kid, smart, arms like from here to the wall. So I think I trust him. Like I said, just as much as I trust the rest of those guys up front.
Voss getting his first start too. Is there much different standing behind him than it is?
Oh, I'm pumped for David.
What?
Coach,
Sorry. I'm not live on the radio.
I know he's excited. I know he's ready to go. I say all the time, David's done a great job of, ever since he got here, just like we call him Ben's little son. We still call him his son nowadays. If he does something wrong, we tell him where to call his father and tell him. But he's done a tremendous job. He knows all the calls, knows all the checks, and is really like him and I have been working extremely well this camp together of really being on the same page.
That same question about BS. You don't see too many true freshmen come in at that position
At all.
Any other. What stood out about him to you this camp?
I think everything. I know I'm really good friends with the offensive linemen, a bunch of them, and we were just hanging out, and they're like, man, these are the real deal. They ever since the first day of practice. Obviously, he showed up in the summer, and obviously he's a very good-looking kid, big kid, strong kid, works extremely hard, but it's always interesting to see how fast you can pick up the offense and what you can do come practice time. Like I said, ever since the first day of practice, the rest of the offensive line and the coaches have just been raving about him, and he's just continuing to get better and better every day.
With Nathan here, you guys probably knew him before you got here.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we asked about being with the first unit. He talked about playing in a huddle with Aaron Murray. He goes, well, I'm not starstruck by any means. Do you think that helps him, though, that he's got some experience here?
Exactly. Just been around us, and just, we're all friends. We're just going out there and having fun, playing. No one's bigger than the team. We're all on the same playing field. We all have the same goals, and that's to win every game and make it to Atlanta, make it to Miami. And we've worked extremely well together as an offensive unit, defensive unit, special teams, and that's the biggest thing.
We've seen a few practices with Peters where he'll get into some shoving match a little bit. Do you think he's kind of trying to show everybody, even though he's a freshman?
Oh, yeah. You have to. I always hear stories of Ben, and I think when Ben got here mid-year, I think that his first day of practice, he got into 4 or 5 fights, and that was his thing. He's like, hey, I'm not gonna let anyone push me around just because I'm a mid-year or a freshman. And I think Dees has that same mentality, especially being hyped up as much as he was. People were probably gonna, want to test him a little bit, see how good he really is, and he's taking the challenge on, and he showed everyone that hey, he's here to play, and he's not messing around.
So when's the last time you actually punted?
Last time I punted. I mess around here and there in practice, but it's ever since high school, not too much.
You didn't ever bring it?
I grew up. I kicked in Pee Wee. I toe kicked it.
Yeah.
Pretty successful at that. Punted. So.
You didn't volunteer with Drew leaving before?
No,
sophomore?
I did not volunteer. A little different than. I think they would pretty much bring the house every time if I was back there punting the ball. So they wouldn't mind that 15-yard penalty to run into the kicker. That's for sure.
Aaron, can you talk a little bit about Samuel with his cross-training this summer and
his pool workout?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do you expect from him this year?
I'm expecting a lot from him. Just one, obviously, his play on the field, but two, just his ability to mentor the younger guys. I think that's the biggest thing he's been able to contribute this summer and in this camp is his knowledge of the playbook, his knowledge of, I love you.